Welcome back to the Current on the Course. WQAD is so proud to be your official media sponsor of the John Deere Classic, but our crew is just one of dozens of outlets that are out here reporting.
Absolutely, and journalists and sports reporters make their way to Silvis from all over the country. One man who makes sure he reports on the Green and Gold Golf Tournament is sitting with us right here. We are so thrilled to welcome George McNeilly, senior sports writer for Golf One Media, back with us once again. Thank you for being back with us.
Great to be back and to see you too.
It's so good to see you, George. Why don't you start by telling people how many years you've been covering the Classic?
I lost count. But I've been here since Jordan Spieth's first victory.
Wow.
So it's been a lot of fun.
That was a good year to start.
It was an excellent year to start. He kind of breathed some life into something amazing and made it even more amazing.
Love it.
Let's go way back, though, to when you started just covering PGA golf. You were a teenager?
Yes.
Yeah?
The Walt Disney World Golf Classic won by Hal Sutton in a 4-hole playoff. And I spent some time with him at the Players' Championship this year, and I was thinking, man, that guy got old. Then I thought to myself, hey, look in the mirror.
Yeah. But how do you remember it so vividly? Because, I mean, that was so many years ago, and you've covered so much golf since then.
Well, these are moments. I've done 4 Olympics on 3 continents. I've covered 17 Super Bowls, World Series, Final Fours, and then moved on to become an executive with ESPN, behind the scenes in corporate and consumer communications. And when I decided I had had enough, I decided I would get back into golf writing and golf media, and I really enjoy it.
So what do you enjoy about the Classic specifically?
This is a really special place. You know, you can feel when you talk to the former University of Illinois players, like Brian Campbell, who's contending, speaking about familiar faces, certainly Zach Johnson, Steve Stricker. We're going to be bidding a fond farewell to someone you probably have never met, a guy named Tony Rivera, who's been the locker room manager here for the last 25 years. He's 83 years old. He's decided he wants to spend more time with his wife and family. Sunday's going to be his last time. I've gotten to know him over the years, and this guy is the epitome of servant leadership. He's the epitome of just doing what's right and making sure the players have everything they need, anticipating their needs, and he's got a really deep bench, so I think you're going to be in good shape there behind the scenes for a long time to come.
All right, let's talk golf a little bit. What do you think about this year's field?
It's a marvelous field.
Yeah.
Anytime you can have your defending champion return, and the likes of Ricky Fowler, a sensation since he was a kid. I thought it was really interesting that this is his first return in 15 years, and he's only been on the tour 16 years. So, you know, a lot of guys, they elevate their game. They end up going to the Scottish Open, the British Open. They bypass this tournament, but all roads lead back to the Quad Cities at some point. And, of course, the new signature events on the PGA Tour has had quite an impact on that.
Let's talk about that. We were just mentioning before the show started about how the playoffs this year have gone from the top 100 players to the top 70 players. What does that do, changing the playoffs for tournaments like this?
Well, not to turn this into the Ricky Fowler hour, but when you're 72nd in the standings and you're a bubble boy, you're on the bubble, coming here and knowing that magic happens on TPC Deer Run and lightning could strike well for him, would put him right into the playoffs. The other impact to this is those so-called signature events, which are 8 events this past season with double prize money, double FedEx Cup playoff points up for grabs at each event. Only the top 50 players in the standings this year are guaranteed spots in next year's signature events. So there's a lot of jockeying for position. It's great to have Max Homa here. It's great to have a number of terrific golfers here. I spent time with Lucas Glover today, and you know, of course, he won in 2021, and he was 1 over after Thursday, winds up shooting 7 under. He's in the hunt, and I said, so what are you going to do? He says, I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to make birdies. I'm going to try not to make any mistakes to have myself some sort of a chance. But we know that the fireworks started earlier in the week with a birdie barrage here on Deere Run. And we know it's always going to be a birdie fest because these players love coming here this time of year because the course is in incredible conditions. You put this course in a different time of the year, play totally differently. Yeah.
Before we go, I did want to ask you about the LPGA because I know you watch that very closely as well. We've got some LPGA members from the amateur group here in the Quad Cities working some of the holes today. What is your pitch? What gets you excited about the LPGA, and why do you think more people should watch it?
I think there's incredible parity in women's golf. They've had 17 events this season and 17 different winners. I think that if you're a parent who's watching Channel 8 right now of a young girl who is athletically inclined, I would encourage her to play golf, take up the sport. Thanks to Title IX, the scholarships are available, the opportunities are there. Women's golf is really doing great, and frankly, the LPGA is celebrating its 75th anniversary, and it's a joy to watch. It's terrific golf. There's always going to be the economic difference because less eyeballs, less viewers, less sponsorships. I know it's in your part of the world, everybody thinks that Caitlin Clark should be making LeBron James money, but we know there's economic issues that take precedent, you know?
All right, very quickly before we let you go, what are you looking forward to most over the next 2 days?
A lot of birdies,
Okay.
2 really terrific concerts. I love the way you folks got your executive producer to get this set overlooking the concert stage.
Oh, yeah.
I got
How convenience.
I got this funny feeling that after the telecast, there's going to be a News 8 staff party or something.
A
like
watch
that.
party up here. Will you join us?
If I'm invited, I'm in. Thank you. That's how you get invited, by the
That's
way.
how you get. You bring it up.
Subtlety rules the day.
I love it.
Did it.
George, thank you so much for joining us.